guys, what is up? Welcome back to Path of Exile Heist with Lone Debater 7, and today we are going to be starting Act 8. First things first, I just wanted to mention I did make a change on this. So we took this reduced mana reservation node. We're not supposed to, we're actually supposed to take this aura effect one, so I spent a passive refund and swapped it to this, so just bear that in mind. You want to go up this way to get to sovereignty as opposed to this way to get to sovereignty. It just saves you a couple of passives so you can start working down to get Righteous Army next. So no worries. In addition, I also changed out our jewel socket to give us this Ghastly Eye jewel with Ancient Stare on it. So it increases our energy shield and it adds life regen to our minions, and minions deal chaos damage, which I guess that's kind of good. The one I replaced was like an 11% minion elemental resistance gem, so I think this one is technically better because it increases their DPS. You don't necessarily care about the resistances quite as much because you can always summon more zombies, right? So no worries. Just wanted to update you. That way if you're following along, you are doing it the right way. Anyway, let's go ahead. First things first, we already talked to everyone, so we're going to go through the sewers. There is an essence down here, so we will take this Wailing of Wrath because I would like to have it. So we got that relatively easily, honestly. So take these, and then we're just gonna kind of go through and clear out the sewers. Not too big of a deal. Oh, damn. All right, well, that was stupid. I was standing still. That was my mistake. So now we got to recast all of our fucking auras. Not a big deal. There we go. Got them back up. So let's go. You can, if you're preferring to utilize more mana or want to have more mana, the aura to drop is Skitterbots. So you can drop Skitterbots if you want. We are going to pick this up because that's what was damaging us, was the little shockwave aura that was around. I think that's a conductivity aura, if I'm not mistaken. So that just looped back, so we went the wrong way. Which is fine. It happens sometimes, you know. I don't have all the maps memorized, and they are randomly generated to a certain extent, so just bear that in mind. Sometimes you gotta backtrack a little bit, but no worries. We're clearing through like we normally do. One thing I did want to mention just about leveling in general, regardless of your character, the way leveling works, they do cap the amount of XP you can potentially get for each part of the map. So you want to be within 3 levels, up or top or bottom of the map levels. So what I mean by that, this is a 56. Since we are level 56, we're getting 100% of the experience possible from clearing this zone. If we were greater than 56, it'd be okay as long as we're within 3. The way that works is every 16 levels you take, it adds 1 to the 3, top or bottom, to still give you the max amount. So since we're 48 would mean 48 would be 3 16s, right? So since we are 56, we can technically go be 5 levels over or under leveled for the zones that we're clearing and still receive the maximum experience. It is something to make note of because, you know, if you're watching other people play, you're like, oh damn, I'm at the same place as these guys as they're running the map, but they are fucking way higher level than I am. It's because they are, you're probably not the correct level to be gaining XP in the zone, so you're not gaining the same or the max amount of experience possible. Whereas, you know, if they're a pro or a speedrunner or whatever, they probably are. Just thought I'd mention it as a little side note. That's something I found out about like a day ago, so thought I'd share it with you because it does matter. I mean, it'll increase your leveling speed in theory, so you know that's always good because the faster you can level, the faster you can build the character out the way you want. So basically what we're doing in this area, you clear out the sewers, you fight Dodra, I think is the guy's name. He's like a little mini boss. Basically, it's not going to be difficult for us by any stretch, but it's kind of where we're at. And of course, there is a fucking life sustain guy, and all of them are right by the doors, so we can't get to the guy who's keeping everyone alive. without flame dashing, which I didn't want to do because it'll put me in the middle of a fuck ton of DPS without my minions. So, you know, it means that you're likely to die. So that is a known bug. Like, if there's too much stuff kind of piled up by the doorway, you can't go through it. And, you know, I've had a couple of deaths as a result of that. Not on this character, but other ones. So just bear that in mind. So you go into the cauldron, you turn this valve, and then Dodra will spawn, which is the little mini-boss. So it's this ugly motherfucker right here. So he does that. And then he spawns out, warps around, does a bunch of shit. I think he deals chaos damage, so you do want to be a little bit careful, because he will pen your energy shield. And normally, you know, like chaos... Well, for us, on our build, chaos resistance is the only one we don't really have. So we hit the waypoint. Now, I think we go this direction first. Over to the Grand Promenade. And yeah, you basically clear this out like you do every other map. There's hombres over here. Obviously, you can spend your time killing them if you want. Not necessary though. Your minions will do most of that for you, just automatically. So yeah, basically the way I play this build, once you have your specters and minions and all that stuff up, I just run through the map as fast as possible and let my minions do the killing as we go, because then I'm not getting slowed down casting a bunch of stuff, and we can clear a lot faster, which means we're gonna level faster. Obviously, to begin with, like when you have to use your Summon Raging Spirit spell in order to, you know, damage stuff and kill enemies, that is not as viable, because, you know, you need to be relatively close by for your spirits to actually be able to hit the enemies, but not a big deal. We are kind of just pushing. I think it's over in this direction. I can't quite remember. But there we go. Got another passive or level. So we want to kill this dude. There is a totem back here, so we'll take that out too. I mean, this map isn't terrible for leveling if you are a little under-leveled and you want to gain a couple more passives or whatever before you fight the bosses for this act. This is not a bad spot because there are a lot of monsters here. There is one, I forget what it's called, but it leads into where you fight the Solaris and Lunas people, or the Twisted Sisters, I think is what they're called. That's a good area too, because there's a lot of monsters you can kill. But let's go ahead and apply our passive, get our sovereignty. That'll give us a little bit more mana. So as you can see, now we only have 60. We have 69 as opposed to the 33 or whatever we had before. So that is nice. So we are just pushing through for the most part. Damn, I was hoping I could flame dash through the wall, but apparently not. Oh, well, shit. We didn't have our minions with us. That's what happens when you don't have your minions, so don't try to push too far ahead or you might end up dying. No worries, though. It's not the end of the world, because we're not on hardcore. If we were on hardcore, that would have fucking really sucked. Yeah, there is like a little mini boss dude over here, so you want to kill him. I think you get a passive skill point as a reward from one of the dudes in town. That and he blocks this. You don't I don't know if you actually have to kill him to get those wings or not, but you might. Either way, it's good to kill him because he is going to get in your way otherwise. Wow. That hit hard. I don't know what hit us there exactly, but it hurt. That's for sure. So no worries. Basically with Path of Exile, regardless of the build you're playing, kind of the name of the game is mobility. If you're effective at moving around the map, you can effectively dodge most of the enemy attacks and you'll survive a lot better. So yeah, just bear that in mind. Like, you want to get good at popping your Quicksilver Flask and using your Flame Dash skill and everything else. Otherwise, you'll find you're dying a lot more than you should. These dudes are fucking annoying because they have a cast on death effect where they shoot out those little spikes, which if you kill like 20 of them at once and they all hit you, it does a lot of damage. So I think this leads to just a like side quest boss, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, cartographer's chisel I actually do want to pick up because those are fairly rare. And I actually haven't ever used one before, but you can use them on maps, which, speaking of maps, we just got a mausoleum map, which I won't use because I've hit like level or tier 5 maps, I think, is what I've gotten to. We'll do an episode about mapping and how to progress through the atlas and all that stuff at a later time. It'll probably be with my other Necromancer character or the Chaos Spellslinger character that I built, because they're, you know, fully built and have better gear, and yeah, I won't have to level this character another 20 levels to be able to play. So anyway, no worries. We're getting there, clearing through. I would say this is a good area to do, but it's not because of the little spiky motherfuckers that spawn. At least for me, I don't know. I guess it's just because I don't have the best gear or something like that that I have an issue with them, but I have an issue with them. So, Pools of Terror, kill you goal, which is this guy. Just like every other boss fight, just dodge their attacks as much as possible. Avoid those little silver spears, or spheres, because they will do a lot of damage to you. So, bear that in mind. And then he also spawns these little bubble things, which will do a fair amount of damage too. So, drop when he comes back into the... Whenever there's a phase or stage change, or phase change, I don't know what you would call it, when you're fighting the bosses and they go away for a little bit and then come back, you have to reproc your Stormbrand on them every time they come back, because they lose it when they disappear. Shit. We almost got dropped there. Yeah, this boss fight can be a little bit crazy just because there's so much shit going on. But as you can see, not too bad. We got him defeated. So let's go back to town because we got a lot of stuff in our inventory. So no worries. I'm just gonna drop that off. Talk to Hargan. Oh, we get a ring. I guess we'll take this unsocket or unset red. We also get a passive skill book, which we can't carry. I don't even know. Which, I guess we'll take this one, sure. Probably, well, we won't use it on this character, but probably won't use it at all, in all honesty. But we'll save it. Maybe it'll become viable for a different build I'm going to try out at some point. I don't know. So there we go. Sell all this stuff, clear out a little bit. I don't want to purchase. I want to get my Book of Skill for killing Yagol. So it is worth killing Yagol because you get a passive off of it. So doing that side quest is worth the time for the passive. That's kind of how you can tell if the side quests are worth it or not. If you get a passive out of it, it's worth it. If you don't, it's not. Anyway. Or at least that's how I kind of go about it. Whoops. So the rest of our essences in here. Put our contract in there. Then go to our fucking messy ass tab and put away this stuff. Got another unset gem, which I guess is good. Like those can be useful. At this point in the build, I think where we're going is down for Righteous Armies. So we're gonna take this int node. And we need to go to the Lunaris and the Solaris Temple. So that is off of the bathhouse. So let's go to the bathhouse, I guess. Find the other exit. So it is good. This hasn't despawned yet, so we don't have to refight the boss. Which is nice, because he will respawn. Like, if you refresh the instance of this map, the boss will respawn. So bear that in mind. I believe the Solaris and Lunaris Temple in Act 8 are off of the same area. So if you want to hide out, you can get whatever that one is right there. I actually like the stately hideout that we're using at the moment, so I'm not going to worry about it, but this looks to be the way. Yeah, so the Lunaris Concourse. This connects you to, I want to say it connects you to both. So Lunaris is on one side, Solaris is on the other. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. So let's go ahead and we'll just do whichever temple we come across first. Doesn't necessarily matter because we're going to have to do both ultimately anyway. And grab the waypoint so we can port back. And I believe, so this is the other area that's decent for leveling because there is a lot of fucking stuff on this map. So bear that in mind. You can come here if you're feeling underleveled or whatever and grind out some experience. That, and it has a decent map level. So even if you are a little bit higher level or whatever, you still should be within the optimum experience gain. So not yet. Kind of the way these work, it's similar to Act 3, I think, is when you do the Solaris and Lunaris Temple, right? So you can stay up on the sides, avoid most of the stuff, and then just go through the gate up here. We did get a Chaos... Oh, fuck. We got 2 Chaos Orbs. That is fucking lucky. So there's the Lunaris Temple. We'll go through there first. I don't recall if there is a boss at the end of this, or a mini-boss, I guess. There might be. Either way, it's not that big of a deal. It is good that we have our resistances capped because there's lightning and cold that's through here, so I guess like you don't need all of them capped, but it's helpful to have all of them capped so you don't have to think about it. You should just be, you know, relatively strong. Like your sustain will be what your sustain is. We got frozen there for a minute, which is kind of annoying, but we were able to escape before dying, so that is good. So there we go, just procced another level. Cool. I think that will get us to our first point into towards Righteous Army. Go grab this smuggler's cache while our minions are clearing shit out. Awesome. Here's the waypoint and the next level, so go into the Lunaris 2. And I think we will go ahead and apply this passive. Might as well, right? Well, we've got a little break. So you go for minion damage, and then Righteous Army. So this is going to make our minions even stronger. So that'll be fun. But yeah, anyway. I mean, Act 8 isn't too bad, in my opinion. It's one of the faster acts, just because there's less stuff you have to do for the main line. Which is good. So, like, some of them take a fucking long-ass time to finish, in my opinion. Like, Act 3 takes a while, and stuff like that, so I like the acts that feel a little bit shorter. Fuck, we got frozen. That's where having a flask that removes freezing effect would be nice, because then you could just pop that flask and still escape. Because basically what kills you typically is when you're stuck in one spot for a long time. Because then the enemies can just keep on fucking attacking you. You can't do anything about it to avoid it. So you die. So there we go. Got them. Grab our orb. We'll come back out this way. Let's go up this path instead. Avoid some of that damage. Oh, there's a Valor back here. I actually would like to pick that up. I want to avoid that. So you can warp through those gates with Flame Dash. Woo. We just dodged that fucking freeze thing that they caught, or cast. Which is kind of nice. Feels good. Feels good when you preempt their attack like that. So there should be an arena up here. So there is a little mini boss you have to fight. Should be relatively easy for us, so we'll go do that. We are at the 20-minute mark, so maybe what we'll do, because after you do the Solaris and Lunaris Temple, you can fight the boss. So I think after we kill this guy, we're going to call the episode here for today. And then in the next one, we'll do the Solaris Temple and the Act Boss and finish up. So grab the Moon Orb. Cool. We got that. Portal back to town. And then you take the waypoint back to the concourse in order to find the Solaris Temple. So not too difficult. Pretty straightforward, right? So we're going to go to Hargan. We're going to sell these gloves because might as well, right? Grab our Alchemy Shard. And we're going to stash all this currency we picked up. We are, I will say, kind of building up some chaos. We've got 35 chaos and 1 exalt. So we got some currency to buy some cool stuff. But guys, I think we're going to call it here for today. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to like, comment, subscribe as always. And until next time, this has been LD7, and we will see ya.